Good Friday morning. It is Friday the 17th of January. This video, is going to be about patience. Now, patience is one of those things we all lose. It's not that patience is not there, but we've all heard the quote, patience is kind, patience is love. You know, I don't remember the rest of it. Oh, patience is kind, patience is. No, patience is kind, patience is love. Yeah, I don't remember all of it. Um, but we all lose our patience in one way or another, whether it's because of a situation that puts us off, or maybe it's something different. But before I continue, I should have said this in the beginning. If you're married or have a living girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever your living situation is, if you do not live alone or with somebody, you're basically your spouse. You can have your significant other come in and listen to this video. For those of you who don't know me, I am 48. I have been married almost 20, this will be 20 years. I have been with my wife for almost 21 years. We met over the internet and I came out to New York where she's from, met her family, lived with her for a year, decided we were perfect together, and got married. Yes, it was rocky at first because of the fact that we were still ironing out our differences. And, excuse me, sorry. We were living with her family, well, her father and younger brother, until he went off to college. Um, when we lived in her house or her father's house together, I had to learn to accept the differences of lifestyle. Now, what I mean by that is I'm used to, I'm used to being in a clutter-free house. Now, I had hoped that once we moved out of there after Hurricane Sandy and moved here to Missouri, and Jerry-Ann, myself, and Mom moved into a house that was big enough for the three of us. Because when we first got up here, we were in Mom's house and it was small. Well, not that it's any one person's fault, but for me, I get frustrated and impatient when things go a certain way. I'm not a happy person when I'm living in clutter or when the house is not 100% clean. Again, nobody's fault. I'm not pointing fingers. But I get impatient with the factor that Mom and Jerry-Ann don't have jobs outside the house. Mom's retired. Jerry-Ann is a YouTuber. This is her job, doing YouTube. So I get frustrated and somewhat impatient when I have to come home and basically do a lot of what I call grunt work, which is basically doing a lot of the heavy picking up and lifting. So, as for a man who is used to living a certain way and wish I can go back to living that way because it's not that difficult, I get impatient. That's at home. Now, when I'm having to be at a job and have rowdy customers, rude customers, or fellow coworkers who, again, don't want to pull their weight at their job, I get impatient. So, one of the things I've been reading and learning is tolerance and patience and not pointing the finger at any one person because they're not pulling their weight or they're not doing what I think they need to do. Now I have to realize that mom's retirement, mom was basically, it's kind of like forced retirement because she has carpal tunnel and back issues. Well, Jerry Ann is not really forced retirement. It's more like she could not find a job that fit her needs or her abilities in Rolla. So she has gotten more health problems between her type 2 diabetes, her back, her knee. She's feeling, and I think one of the reasons why she feels a lot of fatigue and lack of stamina is because she's not doing as much as she used to. No fault on her, no fault on anybody else. It is the way it is, and I have to learn the patience to deal with it. Now, today is 1 out of 2 days off. There's a lot of things around the house that need to be done. We are still de-decorating for Christmas. That's a combination of my job schedule and what Jerry can and cannot do by herself. It's a team effort for a lot of stuff around here. We were hoping that I could basically not have to worry about we were hoping that I would not have to worry about a full-time job. So I could be here at the house more to help out more. But that that has been pushed to a side burner until probably towards the middle of this year, maybe longer, depending on YouTube and their new algorithm for monitoring or monetizing their videos. For those who are monetized, excuse me, there are other ways that I'm trying to find out how we can connect her videos to a different, not really a different website, but a different method of income. She's found a few ways that she's thinking about doing. Might cost a little bit of money to start, but that's on her shoulders. Anyhow, back to what I originally wanted to be talking about, which is patience. Now, every person has their own personality, their own quirks, their own way of doing things. If those of you who are watching with your significant others, I'm going to speak to both the male and the female aspect of partnership. For us men, we like our personal space, and we like our personal space and our personal stuff a certain way. A lot of women are the same way, so don't get me wrong. It's both a man and woman. We all have our own personal spaces and how we want it. Now, here at my house, I have a small space to use as my personal space, which is also a guest room. So, when I don't have guests, you see my desk behind me. I try to keep it as clutter-free as possible. I have my calendars, all my books and whatnot set up the way I want them. And when I don't have guests, it's fine, because nobody comes in here and really disturbs it. When I don't have guests, I have to accommodate. So I might have to put some of the stuff away in cubby holes that I can put away. Otherwise, like my calendars, my books, they don't really have a place to put them, because I have this up here. This up here is some mine, some of how Jerry wanted it for guests. I'm trying to get her to let me rearrange that area for my stuff. Um, right now, the guest bed has got a bunch of stuff on it. Some of it mine, some of it's just extra stuff that we had no place for it. Um, when the guests come, that stuff usually finds a new home or gets relocated temporarily. That's fine. Now, a lot of men who have garage, a lot of places, homes that have garages, or there's a usable good shed that have been set up for or by a man. It's not storage; it's a workshop of sorts. That's your space. I am pretty sure that most men who have those spaces would prefer the woman, wife, girlfriend, whatever, to stay out. Only because of the fact that they don't want somebody to come in and rearrange it for whatever reason. Here at my house, my wife has a whole room to herself. It's her craft room. She literally needs a whole room because of all her crafting supplies. Now, unfortunately, when she buys more supplies and asks me to put it in there, I don't know where to put it. So I end up putting it in places that are out of the way so you're not stumbling over it. But it's not always where she wants it. So once in a while, we go in there and we clean it up, fix it up, arranges it how she wants it, changes out the crafting for whatever, like she's going to be doing um, Valentine's, spring, Easter, St. Pat's type decor soon, or crafts. So we're going to have to pull all that out, put all the Christmas stuff away, and set it up for her to use. Now, there are times where she can go in there and do it by herself because the fact that it's not that difficult or not that much. And when it's a lot, then I have to step in and basically do the grunt work while she tells me where it goes and how to do it. I don't mind doing that. It is somewhat frustrating and whatnot because I feel that it's her space. She should do it herself. No, I'm the one who basically dumped the new stuff wherever. So I take it upon myself to help her because I'm also at fault for making it a mess. Now, as for the rest of the house, because the rest of the house is the common area, everybody uses it, everybody should take care of it. Right? You'd think so, yes? Not always. Two reasons why. One, Jerry-Ann's limited mobility because of her health issues, which I'm sad about because in fact when we were in New York, she was quite mobile. She was quite physically fit enough to do what she had to do. Well, unfortunately, because our current lifestyle is somewhat stagnant, and she spends most of, if not all of her time, here at the house, trying to do crafts and whatnot. So her stamina and leg strength have kind of waned, lowered, however you want to put it, dissipated. I want to try to get her active again. This is a hope for this year. Come the warmer season, we can go out and walk and do things that will help both of us. So I have to be patient with her, knowing that I come into the house and I see things that I feel that she could have done, but because of her physical stamina is not as what it's used to, she can't. So, like today, one of my days off, we're going to be cleaning and decorating for Christmas. I get to do most of the running around and grunt work. She gets to do the packing of the things in our storage boxes because she's much better at packing that kind of thing away. I'm not. Anyhow, the message basically is be kind and patient with each other, understand each other's gifts, understand each other's flaws. Don't be quick to anger. If there's an issue, talk it out. Don't yell at each other about it. Don't get mad at each other about it. Talk it out. If one of you has an issue that you cannot get out and explain rationally to your partner, ask for a moment to step out. Don't just run out. Ask for the moment to step out. Sit there and go, honey, give me a moment. I need to get my thoughts correct so we do not argue, so we do not fight about it. Neither one of you want to fight about it. The more you fight, the more arguments you get into, the more difficult things become between the two of you. This is one thing I am still learning. This is one thing that I have realized that I cannot just sit there and yell and explode. Now, sometimes I don't say I need a moment. Sometimes I do not say I need to step away for a moment. I just step away. That right there, without saying anything, has caused even more problems between me and Jerry. I am learning the fundamentals of being a partner. It's taken, yes, it's taken almost 20 years, but hey, as long as the two of you or the two of us understand each other and understand that sometimes we need to think things through, think about what we're trying to say or what we're trying to explain, it is better than yelling at each other about it or getting mad at each other about it. These are the things that I have learned and I'm still learning. These are the things that we all need to learn and to understand our partner, whether it's a life partner or whether it's just your significant other, however you want to put it. The good thing is, especially with me and Jerry Ann, we have a basic understanding that no matter what, we will always be there for each other. That's what we all need in the end. I'm going to sign off now. I wish you all the best of luck, the best of love, and best of everything possible. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear more, hit that bell. YouTube will let you know when I put in a new video. Until next time, God bless and have a good day.